प्रोजेक्ट वाइवा में किस तरह के क्वेश्चंस आएंगे तो हम डिस्कस करने वाले हैं। मैंने एक सैंपल प्रोजेक्ट लिया है, सॉल्विंग मेडिकल ह्यूमन एरर यूजिंग आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस। ये मेरे स्टूडेंट्स का प्रोजेक्ट है, तो देखते हैं किसमें किस टाइप के क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाएंगे और आपको आंसर कैसे करना है। तो पहला क्वेश्चन होगा कि व्हाट इज योर प्रोजेक्ट टॉपिक। तो आपको बताना है कि माय प्रोजेक्ट टॉपिक इज सॉल्विंग ह्यूमन मेडिकल एरर यूजिंग आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस। देन आप जो भी अगर आपने प्रोजेक्ट रिलेटेड कोई कोर्स किया है या प्रोजेक्ट प्रेजेंटेशन किया है तो वो आप सर्टिफिकेट्स यहाँ पर अटैच कर सकते हो। उससे क्या होता है, एक बहुत अच्छा इंप्रेशन पड़ता है कि हाँ आपने प्रोजेक्ट प्रेजेंट किया हुआ है। ओके, फिर एक्नॉलेजमेंट तो आपको देना ही है। फिर या एक टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट्स दिखा सकते हो कि आपने प्रोजेक्ट में क्या क्या कंटेंट्स हैं। जैसे चैप्टर नंबर 1 है आपका ऑर्गेनाइजेशन प्रोफाइल, व्हाट इज द इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ योर प्रोजेक्ट, सिस्टम स्टडी, एनालिसिस, फीजिबिलिटी स्टडी, सब आपका चैप्टर 2 है। फिर सिस्टम डेवलपमेंट chapter number 3, and you can show all the diagrams that you have used for your project. Okay, so first question क्या होगा कि please give a brief introduction of your project. So what I will explain if I am a student that my project is solving medical human error using AI. So it is a artificial intelligence project where data will be stored on the website, and then patients will be able to view their medical history. Even the doctors can view the medical history, and the administrator can overall look into the project or look into the system, and even the patient's family, they can view the medical history of the patient. So it is very useful for patient as well as doctors and for the hospital. So this project will be used by the hospital. And then organization profile, we have to explain this using this. We monitor and maintain the patient's history, and we create a central repository for all the kinds of information. So definitely external examiner may ask that do similar system are used earlier. So yes, every hospital definitely have such system, but they have not used artificial intelligence to predict what kind of disease will be there. So what is happening when you go to the doctor will definitely ask you कि आप अपना पूरा files लेके आइए, you bring all your files, and then the doctor will study the history and give you the suggestion on what kind of diseases may be there. But using this project, the history is in the patient's detail, and then automatically doctor can view the details and find out the history of the patient, because it may happen that in the files that you have used or stored at home, you might not be finding it later, or which medications you are already taking, that also you may not find. So it will help you to get all those information at one place. Okay, then the website will help in prediction of the disease, maintenance of records. All the data will be in one place for a particular patient. Now, system and study and analysis. Now a question may be asked like whether you have studied a similar system, or what is the system study. So you have to explain this. Yes, you have studied similar systems, and you have found that the system does not exist because many things are not stored, even with the hospital, and if we change, and with the patient as well. So even if we are visiting the same hospital again and again, we have to take our earlier records. But if the history is already with the doctor, then it becomes very easy for the patient as well as the doctor to take care of the medical history of the patient. Now, feasibility study. Yes, so external examiner may ask that have you done the feasibility study? Yes, feasibility study, or what is the need of the project that is done, and whatever softwares that is used. So now obviously face-to-face meeting is always better, but when we go for a face-to-face meeting with the doctor, so at that time, if the doctor is having the entire history of the patient, then it is very easy for the doctor even to predict the disease and give the whatever medications are required, the doctor can give. So this is the goal and requirement of our project. We can explain the preliminary concept. Then what is the benefit of this project, we can explain like it has the various objectives. We can satisfy the objective of the patient, the doctor, as well as the hospital. Now, for implementation of the project, which kind of softwares you can use, or what are the modules, or what are the components in your project? So one is the patient component. Patient component, it is actually the patient data. A registered patient can save all the medical history and record, and in future the patient can view those records. He can actually make changes in his profile because he's having the entire authority of the profile. Admin component, it will take care of the entire system. It will monitor the student progress, and it will suggest the treatment that is required, and even suggest the doctor who is going to treat that particular patient. Okay, so in the website component, we are having the patient details, we are having the admin login and admin rights. Then we have the update component. To this particular component, it will help the patients as well as doctors to view the update the patient's detail and monitor the progress of the patient. Then there's a user component where the user can log in, log out into the system. There can be a guest login with which the user can only view the patients, no, not the patients, but the doctors who are present in the hospital. Now, what is the current system? The existing system is taken care. Obviously, it's a computerized system used in the hospital, but when we go to the hospital, only the same day's records are maintained in the Excel. But this system, it will keep all the information about the patient, like the patient's height, weight, blood pressure, whatever values, or any medical report or any blood report that has been taken. Everything will be stored at one place. So this will be very useful. So what is our proposed system? Proposed system is a AI based system which will keep all the patients record and the doctors who have actually worked on those particular patients. So and based on those, progress of the patient can be monitored. Okay, so how much progress have doctor made? This can be monitored. The patient has to register. The patient will then, every time once the login user name and password is created, the patient will log in into the system and view his own progress. Now, the medical list form, user following, prediction of disease, all this information will be provided. Patient detail will be provided, hospital detail. Then there is a TensorFlow module. So this module will basically help in prediction of the disease. Based on all the symptoms, the disease can be predicted. Like doctors are predicting the disease, so same way, if suppose any disease comes, so based on headache, based on the blood sugar level, based on the oxygen level, a disease can be predicted. Then it will have the login, view progress. So all these info you can answer during the Viva. Okay. Now comes the system development. So system development, you have to explain the Gantt chart. Then you have to explain the event table. So event table, basically it is all the different events that are used in the project. So first event is patient or admin login. Okay, so what triggers this particular event, what's the source, what is the activity, response, and destination, we have to explain. Then comes the patient registration, then view progress, update medical list, upload records, prediction of disease, and logout. These are some of the events that are identified in semester 5. Now comes the use case diagram. So use case diagram is very important. External may ask you what is a use case diagram. So use case diagram, it basically contains the actors and the activities that are involved with the actors. So if a person is a unregistered patient, then the person can go to the registration page and do the registration. If the patient is registered, then the person can log in, view the medical list, patient record, report generation after doctor checkup, and disease prediction. So these are the activities of the registered patient. the admin is also actor. What are the activities related to admin? Registration, then update, delete, registration, give limited access to website to the patient, or manage access of the patient and provide details of the hospital patient, and finally generate the weekly, monthly reports. So this is basically a use case diagram. Now comes your sequence diagram. Sequence diagram means that we have to specify the sequence of activities. Patient, hospital. So when we log in, then we will see this login screen. Now patient data will go for validation, and if the person is a valid user, so username is found, password is matched, then the patient details will be sent to the patient. So you can see the arrows. Through successful login, the user can view his own details. So this type of sequence diagram can be created for patient, it can be created for admin as well. Now comes your activity diagram. So what is an activity diagram? Activity diagram basically shows what are the various activities. There is a hospital, there are user is a patient, so patient can log in into the hospital, then the login details will be checked and the patient dashboard will be displayed. If it's an invalid credentials, then the invalid password will be displayed. If the password change, forward password will be displayed, and the recovery system can be used, or the user can register as a new user. Admin can also log in, and admin username and password will be validated, and then the admin control site will be visible to the admin. So this is all about the activity diagram. Then comes your class diagram. So external may ask you to explain the class diagram. So whichever classes you have created, we have to explain. So there is a person class. Person class will have some variables and some functions. So we have to explain what are the various variables. Person will have a title, then name, first name, last name, family name or middle name, then date of birth, gender, home address. Hospital will have its own information. So we have created various classes, and we have to specify what are the various variables inside the class. So using these variables, we are going to create the objects. Then comes the state chart diagram. So state chart here, it shows first the user will register, then user will log in into the system, and then it will perform the following tasks like update medical records, view patient history, edit following list, add records, and see hospitals. So we can accordingly create state chart for other entities as well. Then comes the component diagram. ये component diagram भी बहुत important है आपको explain करने की कौन से आपके project में component है. वैसे ये admin GUI का component है, register patient GUI है, ये हमारा system है, DBMS, सारे जो components है वो हमें यहाँ पर explain करना है. फिर आता है डिप्लॉयमेंट डायग्राम. सो डिप्लॉयमेंट मतलब हम प्रोजेक्ट जब डिप्लॉय करने वाले हैं कस्टमर को, सो हाउ व्हाट इज आवर प्लान, हाउ वी आर गोइंग टू डिप्लॉय आवर system, that we have to explain. Okay, so then comes the menu tree. Menu tree is initially we try to plan that how our system will work. So this is the menu for the admin. When admin will log in, admin will get these menu options. One is to add, update, delete, registration. Second is to add, update, delete event on website, then provide report details, get limited access to website and patient. Same way user will have the following menu like ask, search for doctor, view, register for hospital, contact followers, generate report, and generate patient details. Okay, so accordingly this type of we have now come to the end of the diagrams that are used in semester 5. Okay, apart from that you can add the references that you have used in your project, and at the end you have to add a plagiarism report. So plagiarism report should be less than 10%, then only your project will be considered as a good project. So I hope this video was useful. Thank you.